Hi guys, Archit here. Today we'll be looking at simple implementation of the Django framework. The Django framework is a high-level Python web framework. It's used for rapid development and very clean design. Uh, One of the most better things about and the advantages of Django being is loosely coupled. The modules, the views are independent of each other and can be reused again and again. The coding required is less. Also, you don't have to repeat yourself. The development is very fast and design is very clean. So as we move forward, we learn about how Django uses an MVT pattern. MVT meaning model view template. Now this is a very interesting template concept because we can reuse the views of one application into another application just by copying the code. You don't have to write separate codes for every other application. You can just copy and use it onto the other one. Django as well supports multiple database systems like MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQLite 3, even NoSQL like MongoDB and Google App Engine. So first of all, we need to create a project. Now, how do we create a project in Django? Let's have a look. You simply go to the uh, path where you want to create your project and you start writing Django admin start project and your project name, my project. When you enter this, you will be seeing that you have created a my project in which by its own it has listed many files folders inside it. These files and folders are made by Django itself. You don't have to create them separately. This is the simplicity and the efficiency of Django, which creates helps you create the files beforehand. When you move on, you'll see that one of the main things are like manage.py. Manage.py is created by Django. Other than that, we have the my project separate uh, application. Inside it, we have the simple settings URLs with WSGI. You'll slowly see what those are the means. We'll set debug is equal to true. How do we set this? We go inside the settings option of our project. Here you can see that debug is equal to true. This debug is equal to true so that when errors occur, you can actually see them in real time. You can see what the errors are, what the problems are. Here in the settings bar, you can add multiple imports into the application uh, related to things that you want in your project, like how to add databases, how to connect the path to the SQLite, passwords, templates, middlewares, and installed apps. Here, since we'll be creating our app, we'll be including our other app which we've created here. Now, how do we create this my app? We'll be slowly going into that. Now, to run the server, it's a very simple method. You simply write Python manage py run server. When you do that, you will be greeted with this. Moving on, let's create our first application. We again start our application by this command because we have to go back to the path where we started our project, and then we'll start by typing in this command python manage.py start app and the name of your app, which is my app. So if you execute this command, you'll see that inside your my project you will have a my app folder created, which has already been initiated with many files inside of them, views, URL, tests, py, and all of that. And this is in conjunction to the my project file which was previously created. Here, let's go Now, since we've created my app, we need to link our app to our project. So inside our project, we'll go to our settings, and inside our settings, we'll go to our installed apps. Now, since we've entered a new app, we'll give an entry to our my app option inside the installed apps so that we can access the my app. Now, Django, one of the most prominent feature of Django is having admin control, admin interface. So what an admin interface does is that you can see how an admin works. Now, since we have our server being run already, we can go and check the admin. Now, as I go, admin. Here you can see I have an admin interface here in front of me. This is inbuilt inside Django. When I go through this, here I'm now inside the Django administration. I have the option to uh, change and add groups, users. I can even see the actions being done on the site and off the site. This provides a sense of super user inside the whole database structure. Uh, Again, let's moving on to how to check and create more views. Now, simply making something might be startling for the first, but it's very easy. We go into our project and we look for uh, manage.py. Inside manage.py, we have our whole execution of the uh, Django web framework. Other than that, when we go into my app, you can see views.py. Now, this views.py is very important because it contains most of the requests. It handles the request given to it. So here I've added my one of the more views like hello, uh, morning, and view article. Now here I've used two types of return methods. First is the render method. Render method is through templates, use of templates. So I'll create a template inside my app folder templates and add another in this templates. Now this is the templates file. Now apart from that, when I go back to my views folder, I can call that template and use it using this render request hello. So to implement, see how this works. Now this is alone only a function. We cannot call this directly from our network. So what do we have to do? We have to create URLs. URLs connect our views to the uh, method, to the web framework. When we move on to the urls.py, you can see that I have added three methods here: path through hello, path through morning, and since I've taken a separate argument, I've used URL here, and this goes to view article. These are the three functions present inside view.py. Let's have a look at how they work. Also, let me show you how a problem comes if I put something which is not required. So it shows page not found. It also helped me realize that we only have admin and my app routes available. So if I go on and add hello, I'll get hello world. Hello world calling this function, the first one, hello request. Now hello request inside the hello HTML, I've added hello world. This is inside the hello HTML. Again, going back to use, let's have a look at the morning. If I type in morning, now this again is a separate method of sending data back. Here I've used HTTP response using HTTP. Here and I saved a text file into a text and then send it back using HTTP response. So this is a different method than this. And the third being taking an argument and displaying it. For example, if I type in here article and put 50 inside. It shows me displaying article number 50. So here what it's actually doing, it's also taking this article and the 50 from the request, it's saving and then telling us that it's displaying the article number 50. If I change this to any other number, I'll be shown the respective article number 40. Here also, initially when we create our apps, there's the URL spy inside our my project too. This is the place where our main uh, objects are, the paths or URLs are initially kept. But since our project is extremely dynamic and modular, we can create separate applications inside it. So what we've done here is we've created a separate URL spy for my app, and we've called it from URL spy of the my project. How? Using the path my app and including my app.urls. Now my app.urls is this folder. Here you can send this data to urls.py and we can move on to further execution. This is the implementation. Thank you.